folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2018 Jayco White Hawk 24 MBH. It's a pretty unique bunk model floor plan. As you can see, it is very open in here. So if you like that, that kind of open floor plan concept, then this is definitely one you want to pay attention to. First off, let's take a look at the ceiling. One of the things you notice about the White Hawk is that it does have a barreled ceiling in here. So again, giving you that open feeling here in the main living area. You also have a skylight, which lets in some natural light during the day. LED lights all over on the ceiling there. Ducted AC with a quick dump option, so that way as you're loading and unloading, you can have all the cool air dump right here, and again, help cool down this main area a little bit quicker. If we take a look over here in the kitchen, so we have some pretty countertops in here, double bowl sink with the high-rise pull-out faucet. So the pull-out there makes it a little bit easier to wash and rinse dishes. And then over here to this side, you have the upgraded 3-burner cooktop. You can see the upgraded grills on top of there, giving it that more residential look and feel. And underneath, you have an oven in case you want to do some baking. As we take a look at the storage underneath, we'll open this up. You'll see it's pretty good storage there. You do have to kind of avoid some plumbing, but you can still fit some camping size pots and pans in there. And then underneath, you have your sponge tray here, as well as 3 full extension ball bearing drawers. That way you have plenty of room for your silverware and then some other utensils, hot pads, things like that. Right around the front here, you'll see you also have additional storage right there. Now you'll also notice you have pretty good countertop space right up here. It's probably a good spot for like a coffee maker or blender, something like that. You do have an electrical outlet over here, but you also have another one right up top there. So you do have a couple options as far as where you want to plug things in at. As we open this up, there we go. This is our electric panel. You'll see it is recessed. I like that they put the door over there. Just gives it a little more classy look. And it's up high, so if you have little ones, you don't have to worry about them, running your awning or your slide room in and out. You'll also see you have your tank monitoring panel here. Your water pump, of course, is on there, and your water heater. Notice how this one does run off both LP as well as electric. You can turn on both of those at the same time for faster recovery, assuming, of course, you have shore power, and that is a DSI water heater. Coming around to the front again here, I like the fact that we went with the tinted glass here in the Jayco rather than wood. Again, it just helps kind of break up that wood look, especially with the darker wood. And opening that up, that's a nice big pantry space up top, folks. So you can put food up there, or if you want to put plates, cups, things like that up there, you have plenty of space to do that as well. Right over to this side here, this one has a stainless suite of appliances. So you have the stainless microwave, same thing with the hood there. As you saw, the front of the oven is all stainless. And then same thing with the Norcold fridge freezer here. I'll open that up so you can take a look. You can see you have plenty of space in there. You also have the pull-out drawer right down below. This one does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Coming back a little bit further here, we open this up. You have some versatility in the storage. You have a hanging rod if you want to hang kids' clothes. You also have a removable shelf here. So if you want some folded clothes or something, you can do that. Same thing, you have good storage underneath there as well. Speaking of storage though, one of my favorite parts, folks, is probably this right here. Underneath this bottom bunk, take a look at that. You want to talk about easy access to storage underneath the bunk. It's pretty tough to beat that right there. You don't even have to lift the bunk up. You have that nice little hidden door right there. So I think that's really convenient. Now you have the double over double bunks here. It's what we call it in the industry, meaning it's basically a double wide bunk, 300 pound weight capacity per bunk. So if you need to sleep an adult here, that's not an issue. There's plenty of space as well as the support to sleep an adult. LED lights on both the top and bottom there, privacy curtain, of course. You'll also see you have windows. If you want to let in natural light, you have a window right up top there. On the bottom, it is in the back. And then right up here, you have shelves on both the top and bottom shelf with an electrical outlet on both. So that way, if the kids need to plug in cell phones or tablets or something to play on that rainy day, they can sit right here in their bunks. They have their own private space. If we take a look at the back on the other side, this is our bathroom. Take a look at this bathroom, folks. They did a pretty good job utilizing the space in here. You see right down underneath me is the foot flush lever toilet, Plenty of leg room, as you can see. Porcelain bowl here too. That's pretty darn cool. It makes it way easier to clean. If you're like my wife, she's a clean freak, so she hates how plastic toilets kind of start to get stained after a little while. Definitely not an issue with the porcelain bowl here. You'll also see a heat vent. This one does have ducted heat as well as AC, so no matter what the temp is, you're not going to be roasting or freezing in the bathroom. You'll still be nice and comfortable. Right back here is the neo-angle shower. I like the fact that they have the doors and the roller track. Not only is it space saving, but also when you open it up, all the water stays right here on the inside of the doors and it goes right down into the shower pan rather than a swing door where then sometimes it drips all over your floor. When I take a step in here, you'll see I have plenty of headspace. I'm 6 foot, no worries with the ceiling here. Plus there's a skylight adding, another, 3 to 4 inches there. So, even if you're 6'4", you'll still be able to stand in here, which is pretty cool. LED light there, just kind of gives it that extra pop and appeal when people walk into the bathroom. It's kind of neat. Hand wand right behind me here, as well as a shelf. And off to the side, you have the shelving right here, which I think this is great. Again, most manufacturers would have left this plain. They just would have put like a panel or something here, but they gave you the shelving. At least that way you can roll up some towels, be able to tuck them right in there. So I think that's pretty cool. You'll also see you have a robe hook on both walls here. Another one right here, but this is built more for your hand towel, as right over here is your sink top and vanity. You see up top is your mirrored medicine cabinet there. Electrical outlet underneath, of course the sink top, nice big sink top with some good countertop space here on the sides, and then you have additional storage underneath. So we take a look at the slide on the off door side here. You'll see they got pretty clever with the usage of space, as again, this is a shorter bunkhouse model. So your entertainment center is right over here in the corner. They did put it on a natural angle, so that way, it gives it a little more visibility throughout the camper, but it's also on a swing arm mount. You just kind of pull this right here. That will allow you to pull this out and again, be able to give you those better viewing angles. If we take a look right underneath, you will see that attached to that 39-inch TV is your multimedia center. This one not only controls the speakers in here as well as outside, but it's also Bluetooth capable and a DVD player. So if you want to watch a movie, you're good to go. A little bit of storage over here, kind of same thing over here, but some of your inputs are on the side right over there. And then underneath, you actually have pretty good storage. Take a look at that. Most of the time your entertainment centers just have almost no storage whatsoever, but that right down there is actually pretty good. Now, if we take a look here, you kind of have this L or J-shaped lounge, which is pretty cool. Again, very creative what they've done here. So this way the whole family can, can kind of sit around here. Well, at least 3 people pretty easily. You can probably squeeze 4 in there if you wanted to. You do have an electrical outlet there, so if you need to plug in a laptop or tablet, something like that, you can. And this also does still drop down into a bed. So this table right here, as you can see, it is movable. You can take it out if you want. If you want to drop it down into a bed, you have this right here. You just kind of undo that, and that will allow you to swing this out and down, just like so. Push that up, take your back cushions, put them on top, and again, that will give you that sleeping space. One of the cooler things, though, is if you can take a look at this right here, you have this big drawer underneath. So, you want to talk about easy access storage, right there it is. You have some larger items, maybe some bedding, things like that. You can put them right down in there, and it's pretty simple to get to. You'll also see you have windows all the way around here, letting in the natural light. And if we take a look right over here to the side, you can open that up, and again, you have storage under that side as well. Now, as we take a look at the front here, you'll notice you have the privacy curtain. You can close that off, that way, again, going to bed at night does give you that little extra privacy. And then up front here, you have the Murphy bed. So I think especially in a smaller, I say smaller, obviously it's not like a 14 or 16 foot or anything like that, but it's under that 28 foot mark, where a lot of your bunk models come in at 28 and up. So I like the fact they went with a Murphy bed here because it allows you to have the double over double bunks while having your dinette, and you still get a sofa here, which is pretty cool. So in order to make this into a bed, you simply remove these armrests right there, nice and easy. And then you will drop this down. It is a jackknife sofa. Before I do that, I do want to show you this. You have storage underneath. You have that on both sides, pull out storage, and you also have a table right here, folks. I'll lift this up, kind of show you. You can see the table. It's an indoor-outdoor table, composite top. So if you want another table here, again, for more space, if you don't have enough in the dinette, you can set up a table here, or you can take that outside too. But to make this into a bed, as I was mentioning, you just drop it down just like so. You'll want to undo the locks here on both sides. I already did the one on the other side. And then this drops down just like so. So the neat thing about this is, it only has the one split right there, and where it sits, I laid down here, it kind of sits like almost on your mid back, so you don't really feel it, which is nice. And you can still keep your bed made here, so that way you can drop it down, super simple. You'll see the big, beautiful window up front there to let in some natural light if you want, or of course you can close that off. Both sides you have storage. You see you have a hanging rod here with a removable shelf, so you have some storage options. The nice big nightstand, you have electrical outlets on both sides, and you have additional storage underneath. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a quick look at some of the outside features of the White Hawk 24 MBH. Starting off right up front here, folks, comes with a power tongue jack. That way it's nice and easy to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle. Simply flip the switch, that will raise or lower the tongue. Right next to that, you have a switch for the front light here with 3 LED bulbs. That way, if you're hooking up or disconnecting at night, it gives you some added visibility. Now around it, you'll see this contraption right here. This is what Lippert has nicknamed the jacket, and essentially what it is a bike carrier. So the rest of it is inside, but it just kind of mounts right in here, and it will allow you to carry 2 bikes. The cool thing about that though, folks, one, you can see your bikes as you're towing it down the road, right? Instead of having them hanging off the back, wondering if they bounced off. Also, because it comes from the manufacturer, it's not going to void any warranties. 100-pound weight capacity on there too. So even if you have a couple of super heavy bikes, you don't have to worry about it causing any damage. So that is a really cool system. Right behind that, you have 2 30-pound propane tanks with the propane cover on there. Super easy to get into. Just undo the 2 thumb jacks, open it up, and that gives you direct access to your tanks. And behind that, you have rails here for your battery. You'll also notice right down there, you have a solar prep connection. So if you want solar, all you have to do is buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, folks, and you are good to go. It will start to trickle charge your battery. Coming up the front here, you kind of have this diamond etched plating. I like how it comes up nice and high. A lot of times it's way down here. This one comes up nice and high, helping to further protect that front end from some of the rocks and debris that get thrown up by your tow vehicle. And you have this kind of pseudo front cap on here. Has some LED lights you can turn on, gives it that really cool look at night when you're at the campground. Plus you have that beautiful front window right there. That really helps that front end pop. As we come around to this side, you can see this is a fully laminated product. Vacuum bonded walls on here. You have aluminum structure there as well. And then you have the Magnum roof system. So the Magnum roof is exclusive to Jayco. They do a couple things to really help strengthen the roof. They use 2x2 vertical supports instead of 1x's. They use screws instead of staples. And they have oversized nail plates on there as well. And then on top of that excellent roof system, they also have one of the best roofing membranes, which is Dyflex 2. That essentially is a fleeceless TPO. And to make it real quick, basically it gives you all of the, or most of the advantages rather, of an EPDM or rubber roof without the drawbacks. So it still has the flexibility that a lot of people are looking for and love in the rubber roof. And you don't have to constantly get up there every year to add plasticizers. Doesn't have near the streaking. So excellent roofing material on there. If we take a look right over here, you will see this one has power stabilizer jacks on there too. So not only do you have a power tongue jack, but power stabilizer jacks. That way you can get to the campsite, just start flipping buttons. You don't have to wear out your arms cranking everything up and down. Pass-through storage right here. Slam latch baggage doors that actually function. You have to love that. And if you take a look, you can see how big this storage area is here with your pass-through. That's something you normally don't see, especially with a Murphy bed system, is having a pass-through this large. So you can definitely appreciate that. The switch for the front lights is right in there. You also have an LED light in case you're getting in there at night. Power awning on here too. You have power jacks, might as well have a power awning to boot, right? So touch of a button to roll it out, same thing to have it go right back in. It does have an adjustable pitch. You have a little knob right down here. You'll turn that knob to move it and lock it in place. Then you'll also notice you have an LED light strip going across the top there, so that way you have light at night. Your main entrance is an extra wide 30-inch door here, folks. This is great, especially as you're loading and unloading. You know, you have some of those larger items, bringing totes, things like that in. Sometimes it's really tough in a narrow door, so I like having the wider door on here. 3 entry steps, so you know you can see how nice and low to the ground that first entry step is. If you have bad knees, you won't struggle to get in here. You know, grandma can still get in here, no problem. You also have your curved grab handle right here. It's an extended foldable grab handle. So that way, instead of having to reach forward, right here from the very first step, you have control when entering or exiting the RV. Right outside of that, this is your fresh tank fill. So if you're looking to go camping where you don't have water hookup, you'll want to make sure you have some water in your fresh tank, and that is where you put it. Refrigerator vent right out here in case you have to get out there for any kind of maintenance. I'm sorry, not refrigerator. Water heater right out here for any kind of maintenance. You want to make sure you definitely open it up at least once a year. Just kind of check it out. Sometimes bugs like to hide in there, so definitely easy access to that. TV hookups. You'll see that right here. You have a TV mount, so you can mount the TV there. Cable and satellite outlet, as well as a couple electrical outlets there. So, you know, it's perfect. It's centered right underneath the awning there. Hook up the TV, you can put your chairs around here and watch the game. Underneath that, beautiful aluminum alloy wheels. Cool thing about aluminum, folks, is it doesn't rust, so it will stay looking beautiful for years to come. You'll also see its widespread axle. You can see how far apart those wheels are. That way it will give you better towability as you're going down the road. You'll experience less sway because you have that wider wheelbase. You also see 2 outside speakers there. I talked about those a little bit when we were inside. Those are controlled by that multimedia center in there. But again, that unit is Bluetooth capable. So we come right around to the back here. Pretty cool latch system on the Jayco. They have this for most of their outside kitchens, which is pretty neat. If you take a look, you have this hook right here. This guy just kind of goes back. So you push that back, drops right down. That way it's not coming up and off. Of course, you just push that to release. But that is a pretty nice system for the outside kitchen there. Beautiful outside kitchen. We flip this on. You have the blue accent light there. You also have a puck light right underneath here to help brighten things up. Open the refrigerator up here. You'll see you have some space there for your condiments, beverages, other great things you want to have outside. You'll have good storage up top here as well for paper plates, solo cups, whatever else you want to toss up there. And electrical outlet. But I love this right here, folks. This is strut assisted. So you pull it out, just pushes out the rest of the way, locks in place like that. You don't have to worry about locking anything up here. It does it all for you. Sink over here on the right. You have your stainless cooktop here on the left. Open that up. You know, you have the nice stainless shields there too. 2-burner cooktop. If grilling is more your style, it's not an issue. We'll see that when we go around to the back here. But in order to use that one, there's just have a hose. You hook it up to the bottom of the cooktop. There's a propane quick connect right down here. You'll plug it right into there. Of course, you also have the power stabilizer jack right back there, as you would expect. And when we come around to the back, as I mentioned, I promised, grill right here. There's your mount. Flip that around, you're good to go. There's another propane quick connect underneath. So each one kind of has its own dedicated spot. Rear mounted ladder, so you can climb up on the roof. Now, granted, you don't have to get up there and add your plasticizers, but you do still want to get up there for general maintenance. Just make sure your lap sealants and everything are looking the way they should, that nothing is cracking on you. Right back here is your spare tire. Hopefully you never have to use it, but if you do, folks, you don't have a much easier place to access it than right here on the bumper. Speaking of the bumper, it is a square tubular bumper with your end caps, so you can slide your sewer hose in there. You don't have to have it rolling around in the pass-through up front. And if you take a look right there in the center, you'll see this one does have backup camera prep. If you want a backup camera, having the prep makes it easier to install, meaning it will be cheaper to have installed. 30 amp detachable power cord right back here. Right next to that is your cable and or satellite inlet. And making our way forward a little more, we have the outside shower, both hot and cold water access, city water inlet. Directly beneath that is our black tank flush. And if you drop down below, you see the termination there with both your black and gray tank valves. One other thing I do want to mention, folks, take a look at the side of this slide. This is not something you'll generally see on most travel trailers. This right here is vacuum bonded as well. Most of the time, if you come up to a travel trailer and you push on the side of the slide, it's going to just dent right in. Not the case. This is a nice, solid slide wall. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2018 Jayco White Hawk 24 MBH. If you're interested in this bunk model and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.